through 7. So, and we are muted, just to let you all know.
Yeah, perfect.
That's really fine. I'm actually just about to beat episode intermission in remake.
Intergrade, you mean?
I'm sorry.
Intermission Intergrade.
The one with Yuffie.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Then once I'm done with that, then I have to beat Crisis Core, and then I will earn the right to buy Rebirth.
I've seen enough of Crisis Core that I know what's going on. I mean, I kind of knew what was going on anyway. So, like...
They made a lot of changes between remake and the original, but Crisis Core is just a straight-up remaster of the PSP game.
Yeah, with the new voice actors and...
New voice. My friend Kaylee Mills voices the Turk Cisne.
That's right, yeah. We're both friends with Kaylee.
Oh, right, I forgot.
Yeah. Oh.
We have a Bloof.
Hello, Bloof.
Hello.
All right. What's Leah's ETA right now, Josh?
Oh, Leah's in the kitchen. She can hear you just fine.
Okay, then I guess we will go ahead and get started, and Carly can jump in when she gets here.
Perfect. Yeah.
All right, so hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of this, our blessed Daemon Machina. As always, I'm your host and DM, Lack the Watcher. With me tonight are my players. Starting from the top, we've got our Benedict, Josh. And somewhere there is our Visira, Leah. Below him on my screen is our Daston, Evan.
Hi.
Our Estrud will be joining us a little bit later. And finally, at the lowest point on the screen is our Aoife, the Hemington. Hello?
Hello.
Stupid mic.
There we
Hello.
go. There we go. Okay. All right. Before we get started, does anyone have any announcements?
Taxes suck.
That's not an announcement, but all right. Everybody knows that.
An observation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but we do live in one of the first world countries where the tax rate is actually lower than most. So we got that going for us.
We live in a society. Anyway. Any announcements?
Leah will be 20 weeks pregnant tomorrow.
Nice.
19 tomorrow. 19 tomorrow. Next week will be 20.
Cool.
So we're almost halfway there.
All right. So, I guess if there's nothing else, then we will go ahead and get started with this, our blessed Daemon Machina, episode Heart of the Machine. In our last episode, our intrepid heroes found themselves in the headquarters after defeating found themselves in the headquarters of Rampart Ironglaive, finally seeing the system of networks that he has set up for his very own existence. So, and they came not exactly face to face, but more face to essence with the war machine, and basically began to understand a little bit deeper about his philosophy and where he stands. Instead of actually fighting him, they ended up being able to pass by and simply explore the area. And now we will, and the area that they found at the end of the last episode was a hallway that is full of pods that carry living beings in them. Now, what are you guys gonna do?
No, he is just asking if there's anything we can do. We want to do.
What's up?
Can we look in? Are there any windows to the pods?
sort of. They're very small ovals, and they tend to have kind of a bit of a film on them.
So we can't see in them.
Well, if there's a film on them,
On the inside, I should say, not on the outside.
Okay, I was gonna like wipe one to see if it was like condensation or something.
It is, but it's not outside.
Okay. I'm still gonna walk up to one of the pods and I'm just gonna give it like a little tap.
Okay. I don't know if.
Is it hollow sounding?
What it is. No, it doesn't really sound hollow sounding. Like, it sounds like there's actually, like, a liquid in there.
Oh. Primordial.
Yeah.
Are there any? I mean, from each of them, is there like a line?
There were tubes coming out of them.
And do they all seem to be going in the same direction?
More or less, they seem to be hitting the ceiling, but they're not all, like, wiring together. They're just sort of just heading in the same direction.
They're all heading. Should we be following the?
I mean,
where it's going?
well, the thing is there's a ceiling, so you can only go so far.
Does anyone have servant?
You mean unseen servant?
Yes.
I do.
Could we send that to follow the lines?
Only
Only
up to 60 feet, but yes,
Oh, only up to 60 feet. Sugar
I
pops.
believe so.
Can unseen servant go through walls?
Well,
Yeah,
it's
it doesn't say that it can't.
I mean, I guess that's fine. Like, it's definitely shorter than 60 feet, but it's more like, what's a good number? It's more like 40-ish feet. So,
Let's see here. Once you can mentally command the servant to move up to 50 feet and interact with objects. Servant can perform simple tasks. Once you give the command, the servant performs the task to the best of its ability until it completes it. If you command the servant to perform a task that would move it more than 60 feet away from you, the spell ends. It creates an invisible, mindless, shapeless medium force that performs simple tasks at your command until the spell ends. So yeah, it's shapeless, it's invisible, it's mindless. It doesn't say that it can or can't go through walls or anything like that. Yeah. You can't come back and tell us,
no.
but I can mentally give it commands. And I think I might have a feat where I can see through it. Let me double check here. Yeah, but I think there might be something else. Let me double check one thing here.
I just checked it. It's anything that a human servant would be able to do. So I don't think going through walls would be a thing.
I would maybe not, but it doesn't say specifically on the spell itself. That's what. But I mean, I guess I'd leave that up to the DM.
I would say if that's the rules that it can only do what the master can do, then I would say it can't go through walls. So
yeah, it doesn't say that on the specific.
Of course, if you could go through walls, then we wouldn't have this problem anyway.
It can perform simple tasks. It can perform simple tasks that a human servant could, such as fetching things, cleaning, mending, folding clothes, lighting fires, serving food, pouring wine. That's what it can do, but it doesn't say. But it leaves the rest of that ambiguous. But yeah, that's perfectly fine. trying to see one thing here. Da, 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 da. Ah, that's what. So with these um pipes and wires and things like that that go in, is there like any vents or anything like that we can see that like maybe the servant can go through or something of that nature?
Um, do an observation check. That's right,
Sure.
isn't it? That's a thing.
It would be a perception. But
Perception.
yes, I
Okay,
knew
yeah,
what you. But I knew exactly what you.
yeah.
Yeah, perception or investigation, whichever.
They do an investigation. That's more.
Yeah, investigation's more specific,
Yeah.
which is fine. It actually gives me an extra +1 to that,
All right.
so I get it. So that actually helps out a bit. 14.
Okay, 14's not bad.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah, you do see that there are some vents around the area. Um, Only a few though, because I mean, first of all, the people in charge of this place don't even need to breathe. So,
That yeah. No, that's perfect because my idea is this. Um, what I want to do is I want to cast my unseen servant, um, so that it is around, and I am going to use. Where did it go? I just had it here. I just had it. Where did it go? Ah, my eerie token. So I am going to remove a little lock of my hair, and imbue it with remote viewing, which means
okay.
I, that I can, as long as this token is within 10 miles of me, I can see whatever it sees in the surrounding. So like that token can be like I can get a 360 view of whatever is around that area within view. Um, so the unseen servant can carry it. I might not be able to see through my unseen servant, but I can see through that lock of hair.
Okay.
Um, and what I want that unseen servant to do is to go up to one of those vents, um, and go through it, and kind of just do a 59 feet in one direction, 59 feet of base, or within reason, kind of like it not be out of 60 feet of me, and see if it can see anything interesting through those vents that I can see through that lock of hair, as to if there's like a key point to where we might be able to go somewhere, or there might be a key point of interest within that 60-foot radius of us through those vents. Like if we can see other vents that could see into other rooms or something of that nature.
Um. Okay. All right. So you're sending the. Okay, so you're sending the unseen servant up to check for other vents.
Yeah, so go into the vent
All
and
right.
then go through those vents while holding that lock of hair and see like are there any other vents, and then kind of have that lock of hair kind of like go like peer into those like vent areas to see like is it a different room, what's in that room, is should that be somewhere we should go, etc., etc.
Ooh, Carly's here.
Oh, good. Okay, so the vent goes, the unseen servant goes up into the vent.
Yep.
You see it looking around, and basically seeing that it's pretty much just like what you would expect a vent shaft to look like. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
there's clearly passageways, but there's like no real way to know where they're leading. So,
Okay. And there's no like other like crates or anything like that to kind of peer into to see what's might be in
not where you're
the-
at. The only ones you can really see are the ones that are already in the room.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. And we and just for a reminder, we came into this room through that previous room where that robot being was, right? We didn't go back out into that big area.
No, you're in a different room right now.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is we got into this room. Did we get into this room through the previous room where that big robot guy was, or did we go back out into that open area where there was those multiple doors?
Um,
I don't remember.
you got in here from the previous room where you saw the different robots working.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to
Yeah.
clarify that.
It wasn't a big robot machine that you talked to. It was just one of the servants he was talking through.
Gotcha. Okay. Um. Okay. Because I was like, oh, then I could just send him into one of those other rooms if need be. But that's way more than 60 feet away.
I will say there is a door on the other side.
Okay. I'm gonna send my unseen servant through that door to the other side and see what's in there.
Okay. The unseen servant goes through the door, and what you see is you essentially see the same kind of room you saw before, but this time you actually see another machine being worked on in there, and it appears to be some kind of it's more up towards the ceiling, and it appears to be a kind of orb that has like tubes going into it. It's a mechanical orb. It almost looks like a marble, basically. A giant marble, I should say.
Interesting. Yeah, Bendick will tell everyone what he saw there. You might need to speak. You might need to come and speak louder, love.
I'm telling you so you can convey it. This here basically wonders if Metal Lord's consciousness is in the marble.
Leah says that Fasira questions whether the big robot lord's dude's consciousness is emanating from the orb.
Like she's basically saying that as we might want to.
Basically, Vasira is saying that questions to the group whether or not we should check out said orb and see if the consciousness that we have been speaking to since the school that we went to find out how to exercise Dastin is coming from said orb.
Well, if I can get a hand on it, I can cast Identify on it.
I'll just move the camera.
Okay. I still don't have much room.
You have all that room to your left.
She needs more. She needs the whole room to herself. You need to get out.
There's more.
I'm very tired.
So Benedict, having heard what Vasira told the group and then what Dastin said, will look to the rest of the group and goes, well, if the rest of you want to check out and see if you can figure out what beings might be in these pods here, I can go with Dastin to the other room and we can investigate the orb. Apparently the cat agrees. The cat decided for everyone else.
Oliver says, yeah, no, that works.
He actually packs up and goes, oddly enough, I don't know if it's good for us to split.
Let's
in
see.
an unknown place like this.
We um. Well, you guys can come with, but that's what. But we will be in just the next room over, and I would just say that's fine. Just Destiny can go there with, and have an unseen servant in that room, but unseen servant can only do so much.
But
Well, I could.
you guys have a message to tell us if you get in trouble?
Yes, I do.
I was going
I
to
do
say
have.
I could stand in the door, and then that way I can see you, and then I can see them, and then everything will be good.
That works. So, Astrid and Vasira can check out the pods in this room. Then me and Dawson can be in the other room and check out the orb, and you can kind of be the middle person.
And I'll have my bow ready in case we need it.
Excellent. And I'll have my unseen servant stand next to you to trip anyone that might that might try to get to
Oh,
anyone in this room here.
I'm liking this servant.
He's pretty helpful.
I don't have it here.
Oh, I thought you did.
Okay, so you guys are going to try to get into the next room.
Yes, since the unseen servant opened the door into that room and walked through.
Alright. Oh, I thought it went through, like, little, crevices through the door, but...
Oh, it could have done that too, but
Yeah.
it can do simple things such as open a door.
Okay, well then, yeah, it's fine. It finds a latch or a lever to open the door. So, and once again, you are in a room that has servants in it, that has the drones that Ironglaive is using. So,
Alright.
and they are choosing to ignore you again.
Excellent. I like that.
I officially believe that these drones operate on Borg logic from Star Trek. As long as we don't make ourselves threatening, they will continue to ignore us.
Alright. Well, Benedict will walk up with you, Dastin, to that orb.
Alright.
And
It'll
yeah,
be
you
like-
see that it is big. It is like circular. It is kind of this grayish, kind of rustic looking thing, but it has like a blue ethereal glow coming off of it that has bits of like black smoke coming through as well.
Alright, well, without hesitation, Dastin will just slap a hand on it and cast identify.
It's too high up to do that.
Oh, it's too high.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have anything that can help with that?
Yeah, how is it?
Can I? Is it like suspended in the air? Are there like? Can I do like a perception check to see if maybe there's like stuff I can climb?
Sure.
I'm not sure if that will work. 12?
I mean, there's ways to get up there, but they don't look safe.
I mean, I could just Misty step up there. Or I can Misty step. I guess I can hold. I could potentially hold you Misty step with you up to 30 feet.
That would be enough. I'll say that.
All right, let's do it.
Cool. I grab onto Dastin, smile, wink, and just go, hold on. And Misty
You
step.
better hold on, little
Hold
spider
on.
monkey.
Better clutch up, Legolas.
You know, I know that they're married, but I kind of ship Dastin and Benedict now. No, I'm kidding.
Excuse me, Dastin is like spoken for. Kind of. She's somewhere.
Also, Liam, I'm sorry, I just got here. Where is my character currently?
You're with everybody. Nobody's left.
Split.
Got you. I just wanted to make sure.
And I'm in between.
Yeah. Because.
Shut up, Bloof.
Benetton.
Ben Tennyson.
So, So so Vasira and Estrid are checking out the pods that are filled with beings of some sort in that other room. Aoife is in the doorway in the middle with Bendix unseen servant to help out if need be if some shit goes down. And Bendix and Dastin are now on some kind of platform in the air somewhere near this orb to check out what the orb is all about.
I should also say that as I'm standing in the doorway, I'm staring a lot at Dastin.
Dastin just kind of looks at you. Is there...
Wait, no. You got to make a perception check. You're already working on something else
right,
there,
that's
so.
Right. Nah, I'll not notice.
Okay, all right.
Dare you
sir,
try?
sir, are we up there?
Yeah, I mean, if it works, then yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I cast Identify, and Identify I don't have to roll for. It just works.
Okay, it just works. All right, so
Bethesda.
yeah, King Crimson. So you place your hand on this mysterious orb, and immediately it hurts big time. And in your brain, you are hearing, "Usurper,"
Yes.
and you get
I'm
vision.
here for it.
You get visions of a very familiar face, Dastin.
Oh no.
You get visions of Madame Greyberry.
Why?
You're women.
What? Who are all these women in my life?
It's just one, but okay.
Justin gets all the bitches.
Do I get the sense like is this just a vision, or can I like actually communicate? Like,
It's just a vision, mostly.
It's just a vision. All right. Shut up.
Oh shit.
But it does knock both of you down.
So are they knocked out?
No, they're just knocked down. I mean, roll me, both of you roll me like a d4.
Oh no.
Say this: if they are falling, Bendick would have grabbed onto Dastin and rolled over, so that way Bendick would be the one to hit the ground first.
You're
and
gonna have to
Dastin
do an
would have-
athletics check for that.
That's perfectly fine. I'm happy to do that.
I rolled a d4 and I got a 3.
Alright, hang on.
Athletics, you said?
Yeah.
What?
That would be an. I have a +0, but that would be another 14.
Okay. Yeah, then that works. So, Dastin, you only end up taking 1 point of falling damage. Benedict, you still have to roll a d4, though.
That ended up being a 1.
Then you take 1 point of falling damage, too.
Okay. With Dastin on top of him. And not in the fun way. Benedict looks at him and just goes, "What the hell happened?"
Dastin just kind of like, I'm assuming Dastin is like face up, and he just kind of like sits immediately up, and he's got like wild hair right now.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but he's definitely shook. And you hear one of the drones from the side going, "Please don't touch that again."
Dastin just kind of stumbles up to his feet and says, and
says,
Oliver is just being a noisy boy today.
Yeah, please continue.
Dastin just kind of like sits up in a daze. We gotta tell the others. I don't know what that orb is, but I just saw that Madame Greyberry from the Party City.
From Party City, yeah. It's Madame Greyberry I got from Party
Oh my
City.
God.
You know, though,
So-
like, in all intents and purposes, you're not correct.
Ben,
I'm very
Benedict,
tired.
Benedict, for one, was happy that you got off of him. Because he did grab onto you and like roll over, so that way, like when he fell, that he took a lot. He tried to take as much as the damage as possible. So he's like, okay, one, I'm glad that you don't weigh too much. Two, that's unsettling that Madame Greyberry would be anywhere near connected to that thing.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
gotta
agree.
tell the others.
I agree. So Benedict gets up, and with Dacinder, he gets ready to go to that room, but then it kind of stops and looks at the robot that said, "Don't touch that thing again." And a kind of a question pops in his mind. Just looks at the robot and goes, "What is the purpose of that orb?"
The robot ignores you.
I could try casting command on it, but I'm not sure if it will work because we don't know if it's like sentient and it's not just like pre-recorded responses or something.
That's entirely up to you.
Robot.
Yeah, most of my stuff says creatures, and robots aren't necessarily creatures. They're mechanical things.
It only says the spell doesn't work if the creature's undead. Technically, these aren't undead. They are. You know what? I'll spend the spell slot just in case. We'll see what happens. So I'm gonna cast command at first level at that robot that just spoke, and the one-word command that Dastin will say is just answer.
The robot falls to pieces.
What the that's not what I said.
Interesting.
That's not what I said.
And then another drone comes by and says, if you do that again, the same result will occur. And then it walks away.
What,
Okay. I'm not there, but Carly's back pocketing that. Not for meta knowledge, for my knowledge.
Dastin just kind of pokes his head around the doorway, going, "Sorry."
It ignores you.
Dastin kind of looks down at what was the drone's head, and he just kind of picks it up and just kind of gives it a once-over. Like, do I notice anything?
I mean, it looks pretty crudely put together. Like it was clearly just there to serve a single purpose. And then you see another drone walk over and start continuing the work that the previous one did.
God, it's like an assembly.
Okay, we should get back to the rest of the party. This is a little too unsettling. Dastin is going to take the head with him.
Terry, meanwhile, is like, oh great, another one.
Where is Terry, by the way? Is he still with us?
He's around.
That was well played.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I
fuck
just-
me then.
I'm
Am
just
I in
imagining
too? Sorry.
I'm just imagining handles from Doctor Who, from the 11th Doctor, just the head of a Cyberman just hanging out, doing his thing.
I can tell you one thing. Unlike Terry, this head has no life to it whatsoever. It is just black eyes and clearly shut off. So...
Yeah, but I'm still interested in like taking it apart and see what's inside and maybe figure out like how these things work.
It is a shame Peony's not here, but...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we
Okay.
we reconnect with the party and tell them what we learned.
All
Well,
right.
I haven't quite moved out of the door because I'm still looking intently at Daston.
And now Daston notices because he's returning. He's just looking at her. Do I have like something on my face?
It's like Cloud passing by Sora in the first Kingdom Hearts.
Well, I'm very intrigued. I remember that the man or the robot did say that you gave up something. Do you remember what you gave up, sir?
The only thing I. Sorry.
Because I'm thinking that has something to do with what's going on here.
The only thing I can think of was when that thing Dis was exiled out of my tome, but not exactly something I gave up. If anything, I'm thankful to be rid of it. It was more like it was taken.
But then you just said something about a Madame Greyberry.
Oh,
Is there something to do with her?
she. I mean, everyone else knows this, but it still kind of hurts Daston to talk about. She offered me a position in this organization called the Order of the Immaculate Corpse, which apparently all worships some ancient elder being from the darkness. I can't really remember the details. She offered me a position to be the mind of the corpse, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around what that even means, but I mean, I refused. I mean, that entire situation was just bad news.
And nobody in this group have any idea that this is a hive mind and you gave up a mind? Could that be a connection?
It could be. I just thought of it as a crazy cult, to be honest.
I mean, me too. I've dealt with cults before.
But it doesn't matter. Didn't the man say you gave it up? And he was thought you were crazy for giving it up.
I mean,
Is this part of this cult thing? Is that what we're in? A cult?
So is this like a cult thing or?
we're here for the cult stuff.
Just don't drink the Kool-Aid, you'll be fine.
Is this where the cult is?
No, we're an organization of healing and joy. Yep, this is
the right place.
So is this like a cult thing or?
Are you talking? You've already said that.
I know. I just think it's funny.
Well, I'm just wondering, because it was so intent on you. On you.
And yeah.
Not on anyone else. On you.
It's you. She's saying you. She's just got a thick accent.
No, I know. That's Daston who's like,
Yeah.
what?
On Daston. Or make you a third person. On Daston. Why is he so intent on you?
Because he likes books.
I just like.
You could change your face.
Maybe this creature that we talked to is trying to get a mind. Could this fairy of yours have a mind that it wants?
Well, she was chaotic, though. She was smart, mechanically speaking.
He was very smart.
Just saying. We're watching you because I think he's out for you.
Well, now hold on, because I don't think it's whatever this mind may be. I don't think it's anything that we have specifically, whatever it is, be it literal or metaphorical or something. Back when Madame Greyberry was trying to convince me to join their organization, they were offering me the mind. So I don't think any of us have it, but I think Madame Greyberry knew.
but could you have a connection then with Miss Greyberry?
I mean, other than when she tried to convince me to join the organization, that was the first time I ever met the woman. I mean, she seemed to be pretty intent on it back when I still had that creature inside my book, but that thing's gone now wherever it is. And when I touched that orb and I could feel her inside of it, she seemed very much in pain. And she was calling, and I'm not sure if she was calling me a usurper or if she was just screaming it out.
That wasn't her, just to be clear. That wasn't her. No. That was just a voice you heard.
Oh.
So we still don't know who that woman is.
No, it was definitely, he saw Madame Greyberry. It's just not her who said it.
Madame Greyberry and the orb,
No,
the
but we
voice.
don't know who the voice is yet.
Oh, no, the voice.
No, you don't. You don't.
Okay. Interesting.
But the
Are we
face.
all together?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Just to be clear, I'm just letting you guys know this because it doesn't matter, you know, it's important you kind of know this info as it is, because that's how I was presenting it. So.
Okay, I'm sorry, I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah, yeah. You saw, Daston saw a vision of Madame Greyberry, but the voice he heard was definitely not her. So, that's what I'll say.
Got it. Okay, well, there we go. I was gonna ask that question. But was the, Astrum kind of pops in and she goes, the voice you heard, was it the same voice that's, like, commanding the robots?
Can I do, like, a history check to see if I've faintly heard this voice before?
Sure.
That is a 25.
Yes, you have heard this voice before.
Okay.
But again, though, is it the same voice that was commanding the robots?
Well, I think we're about to find out.
It was not.
Okay.
It's more familiar to you when you were actually in Madame Greyberry's city, and you got close to the magic that she was offering you.
A little connects. Okay. Cool.
And Daston relays that.
I was really gonna say interesting. I'm gonna remember that if we have another conversation with.
I guess too. I would say let's just mute it here. Just.
Oh. If we, sorry, I wasn't sure. If we have a conversation with who I can only assume is Ironclaw again.
Ironglaive.
Ironglaive. God, I am 0 for 2 tonight.
Iron sword, iron dagger, iron mace.
I'm sorry, 10 and a half
Iron
hours.
maid.
The kiddos are gonna do that to my brain.
Iron
But
Glock.
if we
I got a Glock in my Rari. Sorry. Anyway.
The only person who I can assume is Ironglaive again, and ask if he knows anything about the Immaculate Corpse, because they might all be connected.
Well, he did know. He did say, because he wanted to know how I knew about it.
Was I gone?
No, you were with us.
That was last episode.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, forgot, but never mind.
It's been 2 weeks. It's fine.
I retract my statement.
We're lucky I remember stuff, honestly.
That,
Charlie, you're doing great. We know you had a long day.
see, that's why Aoife is watching Daston, because she doesn't know any of this. Remember, she just met you all right before we hit the desert.
Yeah.
So I'm like questioning who Daston is and why he gave up something and why this mind hive is upset that he gave up something. So
I mean,
that's all of the pieces have been connected. Thank you.
I mean, the only things I know is that I had a dark creature living in my book. He apparently would possess me every once in a while. We basically met someone named Madame Greyberry, who was part of an organization called the Order of the Immaculate Corpse. She offered me a position in the organization as the mind of it, whatever that means. I refused. She offered me, like, all the knowledge in the world. I refused because I feel like if you don't work for knowledge, then it's worthless. And that definitely set her off. But those are the only things that I can think of that I've, like given up, so to speak.
Well, the mind thing seems to fit. Because this thing, I don't know if that's what this thing is looking for. But his knowledge is definitely part of it if he's catching Fae and trying to get all their stuff. Yes, the lady in the pretty
Question. Now, did Ironglaive talk about what Dastin gave up before Dastin mentioned the Immaculate Corpse, or was that after? Like, can we remember?
Well, I'll say this, since technically it only happened like 10 minutes ago in game time, I'll say this, he already knew everything pretty much about what Dastin experienced.
Gotcha. Okay.
When you guys asked him what he's doing, that's when he brought up what Dastin gave up.
Gotcha.
So, shall we go looking for the center of this place?
Bandic's gonna look at Dastin and then kind of look to Astrid with a little bit of a kind of a concerned look on his face, because he has to kind of agree a little bit with Eva here. This is kind of concerning. And the connections here, and then look to Eva and go, I believe if we go to the center or try to find the center of this place, hopefully we can kind of kill two birds with one stone here. One, find this evil SOB who took Peony, and hopefully find her there and defeat whoever this person is. And two, maybe get some more clarity on the cult that tried to initiate Dastin here and make him the mind of whatever this evil being is.
I think that sounds reasonable, and yeah, that's definitely something to be concerned about and watch. Benny, what do you think? What is your opinion on, and Visera? I'd love to hear your thoughts. What is your opinion on how this all connects?
I want to open these tubes and release whatever's inside of them before we get to the center of whatever this is. Because if he's possibly drawing any energy off of Fey beings that he's captured, we might weaken him.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Benedict looks to Vasira there and goes, I can agree to that. But to answer your question, my love, he looks back to Astrid and goes, I honestly believe since the Daemon Machinas are a kind of a hybrid of magic and mechanics, science, and biology, that this could be a part in the creation of them. Just one part of it, though, and that the cult was ultimately trying to create the, I guess, the ultimate peak version of the Daemon Machina to help assist in whatever this godly being that needs Dastin to be its mind for someone to be its mind. Apparently, Dastin's mind was the best one suited for it. Whether that's because he is smart, which he is. He's quite smart, very book smart, or it's because he's he can be quite trusting. Which is not a terrible trait, but it's true.
I have kind of a messed up theory. She looks at Dastin. She goes,
Dastin kind of leans away.
I'm not asking this to be weird. I'm gonna preface that.
No, I don't want to be your third.
How
That's funny.
I don't want you to be my third either, bro.
This is what I was giving
A while ago, you'd be the third and fourth.
she looks at him and she goes, I'm not asking this to be weird or rude or anything. Because you have a very pure sense of self. Have you ever... you know...
Yeah, I literally have no idea where she's going with this.
done the do with another woman.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah, but Sarah just looks at him and goes, "Are you a virgin?"
Yeah.
I'm trying to hold that more to just...
What's that got to do with the price of tea?
Well, hold on.
Okay.
I have a theory.
Okay.
Have you ever... Yeah, have you ever had sex with a woman?
Dastin's about to speak, and then he just kind of goes like...
Okay, what if they want your mind?
First of all, what is sex? Second of all...
Oh, that's a solid point, too.
No, he
Oh,
knows
Lord.
all it.
Yeah.
Well, no,
He's
I
a
mean,
librarian.
He's something completely different for
He's-
different people. which
He's
is
read
why-
Tropic of Capricorn. All right.
But no, I was thinking, what if they want your mind because it's pure?
But what does my mind have to do with that?
Virgin
Because what
sacrifice,
if they're
bro.
looking for in their mind not a tainted soul?
Where do you work out? At the library.
I mean, that's fair. You would basically be a virgin sacrifice.
Yeah.
Sarah leans
That's
over
where my
to-
mind was going with it. It's like, what if they're looking for in their mind a perfect soul, so that they can have a perfect, untainted by lust.
Not
or
having sex,
untainted
you
by-
can look
Yeah.
at porn.
I mean that's why I was like, it's kind of, it could vary of what they want. So I was honestly just spitballing.
I mean, I honestly don't know how pure I could be. I mean, I have been getting possessed by a black creature, like, apparently every other day,
But it
up
could
until
be,
recently.
That wasn't your mind though. That was something completely
Kind of
different.
was.
An intrusive thought.
Which is mine, kind of.
Kind of. Oh yeah, but I mean, like, it was basically your body was housing two souls, and now that other soul is now gone. They could have easily, maybe they could have wanted both, but at that same time, maybe they just wanted yours, and having Dis in there with you, with thousands of years of knowledge, was just, extra sprinkles on the cake.
No, Benedict's got it. He knows exactly why I was asking. I wasn't trying to be weird.
I like to point out while you all are having this conversation, you just got drones in the background going about their day, just doing their work.
They don't care.
Well, that's another reason why I was trying to be more subtle about it.
But and
Hello, Krang. Hello, Krang.
I understand the inquisitiveness, but I don't understand what that has to do with this man wanting that he's mad that Dastin gave up something.
Well, I mean, he probably. Oh my God! What if he thinks that Dastin actually gave up his mind, or that he gave up the opportunity to give up his mind?
Oh, thank you. I was waiting for someone to come to it.
Well, I
You
mean,
just say it, Dory.
I mean, basically, Dastin did give up the opportunity to give up his mind, or give up, or to be a part of this cult. Let's call it what it is. It's not an organization. It's a cult,
They have
and people in cults aren't sane. Let's not get it twisted. They're not sane people. They don't make sane decisions. If anything, it's quite the opposite. So him believing that, this was a great opportunity for Dassin, a great opportunity to give up probably his identity to become the mind of this great god. To him, this robot that does not that only thinks through logic is like, oh, become a part of a great being. That's an upgrade.
Yeah.
Upgrades are good things.
And
What
we
Dastin did was making a human decision. Human decisions are illogical. They're based
And-
off emotions mostly.
Yeah. And we know that this one hates emotions. But no, I was asking that overall. Like, what if, like, that's why it wants you? And what if it being connected with Madame Greyberry now, what if that's maybe not over yet?
Kind of hoping it was.
Yeah, we kind of all were, but I don't think it is.
Dastin just kind of like pulls his hood over his head.
And if we have come to that, don't you think this creature is gonna know that he has a connection to that?
Evan, do this for me.
Oh, yeah.
No, I asked him really quietly if he wants TP for his bumhole. He's the great cornhole.
She's not gonna get that. I barely get that.
I barely get that. I've never seen an episode
I've
of
never
Beavis and
seen that, but
Butthead.
that's the only reference.
That's about
I
the
know.
only.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the only thing. I am Cornholio.
I need TP for my bad horse.
Only one I know from my friend Cloudy, because she cosplayed as him for Aizen last year.
It's a Beavis and Butthead reference, Mom.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah, it was really funny.
DM.
Yes.
Question. Says Vizier had brought this point up, and Benedict since last session has been a bit peeved off, being a Fey being himself. That this robot who dislikes humanity and is basically enslaving Fey to get their magic powers to power stuff. All of these pipes and wires and stuff, they're connected to these pods, right? So it's either sucking the energy out of these pods to power stuff, or vice versa.
I mean,
Correct?
there's clearly a connection between it all. Yeah.
Perfect.
I'd like to try to open a pod.
Because Bandic's gonna do this. Because Visera, you're technically Fey, right?
Yes, a drow.
And
Also
Aoife,
Fey.
you're technically Fey, right? Being a
I am Fey, sir.
Oh, perfect. So there's 3 Fey here. Awesome. Benedict is going to point a finger at one of the at a few of the pipelines there, and is going to cast Eldritch Blast to break them off. The pods.
Oh God.
Okay.
Everyone get ready. I think we're gonna get an attack.
Oh, Benedict knows. That's what part of the reason why he has not told his unseen servant to not step out of the doorway. It's in the doorway for a reason.
Raisins.
For raisins. But yeah, no, he's going to, kind of spirit gun these pipelines one by one, severing the connection to the greater things, and by doing so, hopefully either have the pods open or make the pods easier to open.
All right.
I'm not saying Bendic's thinking logically right now. He's not. He's thinking with emotion. He's pissed off. This robot being is basically using his kind to power these mechanical things. He's not happy about that
Clearly.
at all.
Okay. You shoot an Eldritch Blast at one of the pod pipes.
One of the pod pipes. The pod pipers, you might call them. Sorry. No, that's
No,
pretty
I'm not.
funny.
Immediately, it absorbs it and shoots it straight back at you.
Oh,
Can I try to dodge?
Sure.
Cool. what kind of do you want me to do? Acrobatics, athletics, dexterity?
Do-
What would you like me to do?
Dexterity. Dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. Awesome. I figured that was definitely a possibility of what could happen, but you know what? That's fine.
You had to shoot your shot.
I had to shoot my shot, and I shot my shot.
And your shot was shit.
It was either gonna be Eldritch Blast or Green Flame Blade with my Scimitar, and I decided that the Eldritch Blast was a little more Bendix style.
You doing okay?
That is 13.
You barely dodge it. Just by a hair, you get a little cooked, but you manage to circumvent it just slightly, and you hang on.
A little force burn on like one on one part of my nice shirt.
You take 3 points of damage.
Oof.
That's not that bad.
That's not that bad. That's fine.
You're squishy, but not that squishy.
Oh yeah. Bendix swears words that should not be spoken on a
Stream.
on a stream. And goes, well,
That just happened. Sorry. No.
Magic doesn't work on these things. Magic doesn't work on these things. However, he looks to Dastin, who has been kind of hiding under his cowl, I guess, his hood, whatever you want to call it, and goes, would your identify thing be able to point out a weakness in these pipes?
I can certainly try.
You can certainly try.
He's gonna walk up to one of the pods, and yeah, he will spend another.
I'm killing your shirt. It's bothering me.
He will spend another first level slot to cast Identify on a pod.
Well, and the pipe.
And the pipe.
Yeah.
Well, it's all interconnected.
So what are you looking for? You're looking for a weakness or something, or?
I mean,
Yes.
that, and also I also want to know more about just what they are in general.
Okay. Well, the one you put your hand on, you identify the fact that the being in this particular pod is not actually Fey.
It's not Fey.
Alright.
And
Is it?
Yeah, there were all kinds of creatures in the
Yeah.
area.
yeah, the one you found is actually closer to probably a regular human being.
Interesting.
It's not a Fey. It's just a human in here.
Interesting.
You sort of see that essentially as it goes through the pipes, through the system, you do see that it somehow does connect to not only that orb, but several ones. And you also kind of get a sense that in the very center of this entire complex, there is what looks like an even bigger kind of almost cylinder-like object.
Liam,
Yes?
is this the fucking, like, a rusty version of the fucking robot city from the Matrix?
There is some... There is a little, like, similarity, I will say that.
That's so cool.
Because pods with organics in them, all with pipes connecting them to other machinery, and there's a central tower.
Oh my god, is this a Matrix, like,
I literally...
D&D? No, I know, but, like, is that what this is all
Go see a
been?
Matrix.
The Matrix? Is this just... I can't even say it now, Liam ruined it.
Are you gonna take the blue pill
It's-
or the red pill?
It's Dastin
Can
Neo.
I take both?
It's Dastin that you might die.
You might go
Like
insane.
taking adrenaline in one arm and tranquilizer in the other arm.
Wouldn't that just balance each other out No, I'm kidding. Totally joking.
You would think. First off, no, I
Perfect.
refuse to be the one. And secondly, Dastin just kind of takes his arm away and he looks at everyone. Okay, so learned a couple things. One, it's not just Fae. We also got some other like races in here. And secondly, there's more than just that one orb here. There's like several. That orb is not like the center of everything. The center of everything is like a giant pillar where everything connects. That's the true center point.
Did you?
DM, is there? Can I see any way on the pod to open it? Like, is there a door or something that, like, how did the beings get put in these pods in the first place? Visera would like to try to open one of the pods.
There you do see some like a crevice, but it's very thin and it's clearly been shut tight to like almost be nearly invisible.
Okay. And there's nothing like there's no handles or anything like
No.
that like
No,
if
no,
a
no.
being inside died, they couldn't exchange it out.
No.
Okay, and she looks at Dastin really quick and goes, "Well, apparently, so magic does not seem to work on the pipes. Does that seem to be the same case with the pods themselves? Could you tell? Was there any weakness on the pods?"
Could I with my identify?
Could I with my little eye? Not particularly. What you did notice that was very interesting is that the human in this pod, not that it's really relevant to what you asked, but you notice that the human in this pod is actually very, very old.
Very what?
Old.
You cut out.
Thank
oh,
you.
Oh.
Any weaknesses, you would probably say it doesn't necessarily have any there, but if there is a weakness, it's got to be somewhere else. Like the way you sensed it is there may be a weakness, but it's not going to be particularly at the pod itself.
We may have to see if there's any kind of switch at that cylinder that Dastin was talking about at the center of this.
I mean, it did seem like to me where literally everything was connected.
Okay, and Visera starts walking towards the door on the other side of the room that they have not been through, or that she has not been through yet, where Benedict's unseen servant is.
Well, there she goes.
Is that the direction?
It's our best guess. We've already gone. We came from the other way.
But aren't there doors everywhere?
Astrid?
Okay.
Yep.
You said that there was like a person in the pod, right?
Yeah, he's just very old.
Okay, give me 1 second because I think I have something.
So DM, when we came into this room, we came off a corridor, right?
You've basically been going through halls.
And we just went in through this door.
Yeah.
Like we had gone through another door, come back out, and then went into that door. Okay, so we could go back on the corridor and follow it further if we wanted.
If there's any, are there any like I don't know, tubes connected to this person?
Well, yeah, it's all pipes.
No, because you said they said that there's like a person in the pod.
Oh, but we can't see in it.
We can't see it.
There's like a film on the inside, so we can't look into it.
I'm good. I'm gonna shoot my fucking shot. DM, it's possible for me to break a pod.
How do you plan to do it?
Can I use control flames and try to like, I don't know, burn like this is gonna sound really stupid, but like use basically my hand and almost kind of unweld some of the glass so I can break it safely as not to harm the person in the pod.
You can certainly try.
What would I roll for that?
All right. Well, you're casting control fire, right?
Control flame, yes.
Okay. Are you creating fire?
No, it's literally control flames. You choose a non-magical flame. Oh, okay, so that won't work.
You
So
need
yeah,
a fire to start with.
Can I do then create bonfire?
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. And could I like try to like maneuver my hand in such a way to make a square to like melt the glass or maybe even plastic that the dude is held in?
You can certainly try.
Okay. What would I roll for that?
Oh, okay. Well, what do you use for control fire?
The person would need to roll a dexterity saving throw of 14. And you create a bonfire on ground that you can see within range. And to us, that's not going to even work. Well, fuck.
Do you need a fire? Do you need a fire to use that?
Yeah,
Yes or
I
no?
thought I could use one that was like in my hand, but I guess I don't have that.
Okay. How about this? Because I can help.
Okay.
I will create green flame blade. You can use the flame from that to do this.
I like that. No, I appreciate that. Thank you, God.
Teamwork. So Liam's like, F you, F all this.
To also have a tinderbox and a torch.
Oh.
I think I could probably control the flame blade better than a torch, though. So if I use his green flame blade, would that work, Mr. DM?
I think you have to roll.
Yeah,
Well,
like.
I'm waiting for him to tell me what to roll.
Okay.
Okay. This is what. Are you doing an attack?
No, I'm just trying to get the whoever is out of the pod out safely, so I can maybe make him coherent enough that I can ask him questions.
Okay. All right.
It might be an attack against. I did. You're not muted on there. My guess would be if, and of course it's up to the DM, but it might be an attack against the pod because you're actually trying to unweld the door. On the
Right,
pod.
I get that. I'm just gonna keep this simple. This doesn't work, and the fire comes back at you. So you're gonna have to make a dexterity saving throw, like Benedict did. What he did.
I stepped back.
Yeah.
Fine. It was worth a shot, and that's why I was like, I'm gonna fucking shoot my shot. Dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
I got 22.
Okay. All right, then you're fine.
Like a good idea.
I mean, I understood what you were trying to do. You were trying to use the fire to like unweld the glass from the pod.
I think we should be like Vasira and start looking for the cylinder and stop trying to attack the thing. It doesn't seem to want here to touch it.
It seems as though these things are
shielded against
magic since the Eldritch Blast was ricocheted by the pipe, and the green flame blade fire was ricocheted by the pod. So, based off of what Dastin saw, if we want to free these beings from the pods, we need to go to the control center, which is at the center, and hopefully at the center is where we'll find both the Aho robot who hates humanity and views us as weaker, as well as Peony.
You don't get me wrong, I think it's a noble thing to try and save them. But after he had his blast come back at him, I think we better just go find the center and see if that's where we need to be.
Yeah, whatever we do first, but we are coming back for our friend.
Oh, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But we
that's what I'm
don't know
saying,
where
like-
she is yet.
No, that's a solid point.
and that's what I was saying is hopefully Peony is at the center. Because
Alright, we can be able to open the pods from the center and get these people out.
yeah,
And you did say she worked for him, right?
As far as our knowledge goes.
So maybe she's closer to where he is.
Yeah, we find her, we find him.
that was my thought. So I checked out a few of these pods with already, at least in the other row, and she wasn't in any of those, especially the smaller ones, which is what I would imagine she could be in.
walks through the doors. That's all that happens.
You step through the unseen servant since it's incorporeal.
Yes, but it was going to trip anybody that walked through the door. So she walked. So she was being safe and stepped over where it might be tripping people.
That's sort of fine. Benedict holds out his arm for Esther to loop through and goes, "Let's follow her, my dear."
I loop my arm through happily, and we walk after her.
Daston just kind of chuckles and rolls his eyes a bit.
It's a jaunty dystopian society.
But with that, also just to be safe, Benedict is gonna send the Morgan out in front, at least 100 feet out in front, to keep an eye on things, as well as have his unseen servant, if there's any rooms, kind of as we're going by, at least about 50 feet in front of them, kind of peer into those rooms using his lock of hair to look into those rooms and see if there's anything that might be of interest in those.
All right. So as you go, as the Morgan flies around, basically you just see that every room pretty much looks relatively the same, with pods and tubes and drones that are basically working to keep these things in tip-top shape, and that's about it.
Okay. And there's no danger ahead of us or anything of that nature?
Not in theory, no.
Okay. I'll keep that going, and if, as we're going through, and as they remain ahead, if there's anything of note that would be of danger, I would like that to be reported back to Benedict. So that way they can kind of pause and plan.
Okay.
Assess the situation, as Leah just said.
All right. Okay, so you guys are trying to head towards the center?
Yeah.
Indeed, good sir.
All right. Well, I guess you keep heading down some halls. Like I said, they're pretty much the same as you keep going through them. The drones tend to leave you alone. And as you keep walking down, you basically just see how many pods there truly are, and the fact that you're only going down one particular hallway, you're only getting like a fraction of what the entire complex has in terms of population of people. So, but eventually you do reach what looks like a much more significant door. Basically, you do it's way more complex than any of the other more basic, like just gray doors that open and close. This one has like latches and has like levers and gears and gyros, and it's clearly holding something far more important than any of the other doors were.
2 gold says the pillar's behind this.
Right? Let's see now. I think I have something. Let me see if I can find it. Please, I thought it might be on another character. With 6 D&D campaigns, I can't remember which spells are on which characters at the time.
That's fair. That is very fair.
I think the spell I was thinking of, I'm like, I think it's on Dresden. He's my tinkering guy.
I do have darkness that I can at least shroud the entrance for us to walk through the door.
Sorry.
Yeah, for doors, Bendix not so good. Hurting people mentally, he's great at. Controlling people, he's great at. Door unlocking, he's not a rogue, or a ranger, or an artificer.
So Viscera will actually look at the others and go, I'm going to see if the door will just open.
That's
It might not be long.
that's fair.
I mean,
But first,
As you say that, you
Oh,
see a drone sort of walk behind you and basically say, "I would advise against that."
Esther kind of looks at the drone and goes, "Oh, really? Why is that? Is this like another weird trap that we can't touch?"
It is not a trap, but if you interfere with what I am working on, you will regret going through that door.
I think this is Iron
Glaive.
Glaive. Thank you.
Esther goes,
right spot.
"I've never been too fond of being told what to do."
Well, as I said before, I would advise you do so now.
Oh, so you would advise we go through the door?
I don't think he's gonna work. I don't think Looney Tunes
No,
logic is
no,
gonna.
he just said I would advise you do so now. And first he said I would advise don't do that. So he just kind of did it to himself.
As a human, you may do what you wish, but do not say that I did not warn you.
That's fine. Viscera, open the door, please.
I've done a lot of stupid things that I should probably regret, but honestly, I've learned lessons in all of them.
I'm
And-
sure you
and
will
yeah.
learn one now. And the drone walks away.
Yeah, Viscera is going to open
Should we
the
all
door.
step? I was going to suggest maybe we all take a step back before she tries the door.
Yeah,
It would
Viscera
be
first
logical.
opens the door. Yeah, she looks at everybody and goes, maybe stand to the sides of the door.
Bendick will put an arm around Estrid and prepare shield.
Daston's hands light up with healing light.
Oh, I'm just gonna take a few steps back.
And so Viscera opens. Does the door just open, or is it locked?
Well, how exactly are you trying to open it?
Is there a handle on the doorknob?
No, it's more like panels that you have to maneuver.
I'm gonna start randomly pressing panels.
After about 5 hours, eventually, well, no. Eventually, the drone comes back and says, "It appears you are having trouble, and since you did not heed my warning,
Would you like some help with that?
I will allow you help to open the door. But as I said before, you will wish I hadn't." And then you see the drone hold up its hand. The door begins to open.
Alright.
As you were.
Thank you.
As you were.
And Viscera walks through, preparing to cast darkness just in case something immediately comes to try and attack, so that it will have disadvantage on attacking rolls.
I can tell you that's not gonna work.
Mr. Ironglaive, sir.
Okay, the drone is kind of far away, but alright, it can hear you. I believe that is directed towards me. Yes?
You know, these good folk here will leave your presence if you just give them their little friend.
I'm afraid I cannot do that.
Then I think these people are gonna keep going. And they're gonna find a way to take you down. Just saying we could save us all a little trouble if you just give us that wee little thing.
And why would I do that?
90%.
Well, it sounds like, sir, you're trying to get something done. And these 4 people here, along with that skull head of theirs, gonna keep tinkering and touching and keep going. I'm here, sir. I caught up with these good people, and I can tell you, they have minds that will not quit, and they're gonna want that little person. So if you give her to them, just leave. I may be able to convince them to leave.
Can you guarantee that they will and not interfere with my work?
And I turn around and I look at you all and go, if I can get her, where do you go? Oh no. Oh, Benedict.
Astrid like nudges Benedict and says, "Yeah, we'll go."
Oh, I don't believe that mouth.
Logically, they would not wish to
Crummy.
leave. Now that they have
Oh.
seen what I am working on, I can guarantee that none of them have any desire to let me continue my work.
No, that's true. He's
Is
actually
Come out
right.
what next time so you can let me lie and get us in.
Oh,
Well, if
Oh,
I can see through you, this thing can see through you.
I have been seeing
Pretty
through
sure
them
yes,
for
I
many
am
months
aware.
now.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what?
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 I don't appreciate having a warrior without consent.
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of kinky shit.
Dastin just kind of like stays silent about that because he remembers like, oh, the sketches I have in the back of my book.
I am
Oh,
giving you
Smother Marie.
I am giving you one last ultimatum. Leave, or you will see what I have planned for all of you.
Give us.
Oh,
Do you?
would you all please take, if he gives us that wee little fare, would you be willing to leave? I don't think she wants to go. The one with the pretty shirt on that looks like a fox.
Honestly, we're
It's a squirrel.
Squirrel!
Listen, oh god, why am I blanking on your name?
Aoife.
Aoife, thank you. Listen, Aoife, you're new here. We're a little in too deep for us to just go.
Oh, I thought that was it. Well, sir, I guess we're going to stick around.
Any?
This is a little thing called social justice, and it's a new thing to me. Usually I'm more take care of myself, but
And
sadly these people are rubbing off on me, and I don't know if I like it.
and not only
Or
well,
was
and
my
not only
goddess-
that, me and my lovely bride here, we like giving orders. We don't take them.
I can see that.
Well, I was trying to be a diplomat here. I guess that was my first and only job as a diplomat. I'll be hanging that up. And I sort of trot us.
If this is the path you have chosen, I cannot stop you.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
And you see the drone sort of fade into the distance. And you still have darkness cast, right? Right, Leah?
Yet.
Okay.
No, I just have it prepared if I need to cast it. Like, say if some enemy is like running towards us, I will cast darkness so that they will have to attack through that.
All right. Well, you do see, or you do hear, like, fast footsteps, like, tut, 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 like, running down the hallway from the other direction, basically.
I'm gonna
Nah,
pull out
don't like that.
a new classic, and if the darkness doesn't work, I'm going to cast sleep.
You're gonna cast what?
Sleep.
Cast.
I know it's probably a robot, but in case it's not, have that.
All right. So I'm going to ask something.
Please.
Benedict,
Oh, here we go.
does sleep work on you?
On me.
It will not work on me. I can't be magically put to sleep.
That is a good question.
See if it works on Benedict though.
Yeah, I'm double checking here.
I don't like it. I can't handle what I dish out.
I say, do you have Fey ancestry as a racial trait? Because that makes it so that you have saving advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and you can't magically be put to sleep, or magic can't put you to sleep.
I am a fey creature.
There.
Double checking here.
Otherwise, I think if you go to the very top and it'll show your like defenses.
Oh, it doesn't say
Oh, okay.
that there.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't say on mine. Oh, it does say on mine. Oh yeah, it would say on your defenses if you did. It says it on mine.
Where's defenses?
If you're on your phone, up at the top, if you go to the very top of your sheet, there's inspiration and defenses on the top right.
Oh, okay.
I have
Resistance,
no-
immunities, or vulnerabilities? Oh,
Yeah, see,
it's-
mine shows immunity on mine is magical sleep. I can't be put to sleep by the sleep spell.
oh, you had to pick it. Is that
I mean,
it?
that's just a fate ancestry for elves or drow at least.
Oh, it's. I mean, I'm a fae, but it doesn't have that for mine. So
yeah, same here.
it. it
Um,
does say I have advantage on saving throws against spells, but that's under traits.
Yeah. I guess I could technically be put to sleep, but
All right. Well, let's look at it this way. Leah, are you casting darkness?
Not until I see whatever's running towards us.
Okay. Well, as it reaches from out of the darkness, you begin to see what it is. And what you see is a tall, bearded fey man who looks strikingly, but almost in a perverse, like, Frankensteinian kind of way, like
No,
Benedict.
I knew it.
No!
It's an illusion.
And then from behind him, you see more like him, but looking like Visera, Estrid, and Dastin.
Oh my god, he's gonna turn us into puppets.
And you hear a voice say, "For the last months, I have been studying you and building perfect copies to deal away with you.
Ah, frickin' heck.
don't like it.
I-
It's Mewtwo. He's cloning us.
So I'm the only one that doesn't have a clone.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Oh. Does that give me advantage or disadvantage?
I offered you a way out, and like humans, you chose not to take it. Therefore, this is the consequences of your actions. And that's where we're going to leave it.
Liam, you sick motherfucker. That's really cool. All at
Cut-
the same
It's
time.
okay. As
Cut to a future session where Frank and Dastin is just smacking real Dastin over and over again until they just start crying.
Oh, you're gonna wish these were clones.
oh frickin' heck.
I think I know what you're doing, and I hate it.
What is it?
He's putting our minds in there, but because those, I'm assuming, are maybe part machine, he's gonna be able to control those so we become part of the hive mind.
I'll explain what they are more next session.
That's so
Okay.
gross.
As your mother, can I say you have such a bizarre mind?
I love it.
I needed an enemy that could challenge these guys. And what enemy could greater challenge them than themselves?
that's fair.
That's very fair.
Ooh.
Very fair.
You're gonna
especially
have
with
to
how-
fight yourselves. And I need
I do that on
popcorn.
a daily basis.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you do have one advantage. You have one more fighter than they do.
You
We
have
do.
Aoife.
And there's no
Yeah.
rule that says we
Da-da-da.
have to- and
What?
there's no rule that says we have to explicitly fight ourselves.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Entirely.
It's not exactly like the mirror trial in Baldur's Gate.
I'm letting you guys strategize how you're gonna do this.
You
Does
get a
anybody
bonus.
remember, super quick, does anybody remember that one episode of Teen Titans where Trigon was like the main villain of like that arc, and he
Season
made
4.
them, and he made them fight themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget everything I just said. I think that's what it is.
You'll find out what exactly is going on next time.
Now that you said that, now he's gonna make sure it's explicitly not like.
No. I've already planned out what this is.
Liam's not that evil.
I mean,
I am. Like,
the answer's gonna be pretty fucked up. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah.
oh, I'm so evil that literally the rest of my arc in my campaign has a trigger warning.
I can tell you one thing.
Current arc, yeah.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you guys one thing, and then I really will reveal exactly what they are next time. These enemies you are fighting are not you. That's all I'll say for now.
Okay.
Did say it was like Frankenstein
Yeah, he did say it was like Frankenstein, so yeah.
with red hair.
All right, so yes, next episode you will be fighting yourselves, sort of. So,
Super cool. I'm excited about it.
All right.
all
So
right.
has Peony been been the thing that he's been able to study you all? I don't know this. He hasn't told me, but I'm wondering if Peony's been studying you all.
Is he like a goddamn spy? I am going to take a freaking like thing
Dart?
that you used to play. No, that you used to play badminton with, and I'm gonna whack her with it.
Adolf
Like a tennis
Thank
racket.
you. I was very
and
yeah. I'm very tired.
Yeah, it's basically a tennis racket.
yeah.
Kinda
Thank
would be
you.
safe
There we
to
go.
that.
Racket. That's what I was. That's what I was trying to.
What a
say.
racket.
Racket.
She's gonna hit Peony like she's a shuttlecock.
That's pretty much right. Yeah. I mean, with the wings and everything. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'm calling it a night. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you to my wonderful players. Good night, everybody.